A new report out from ARK Invest shows that Bitcoin is going to go to $1,000,000 per coin. And wait for this. This is crazy stuff right here. Ethereum, $180,000 per coin. Yes. That is the kind of hopium that I am here for. That is the kind of price predictions I can get on board with. That, of course, is by 2030. Man, they are on the good stuff over there at ARK. Hit me up with that. I want it. In today's video, I'm going to break that report down for you. My name's Lark. Every day, I make videos talking about cryptocurrency investing. So if that is a topic you'd like to learn some more about, maybe to stay up to date with, you should definitely tap that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm, man. Thank you so much in advance for doing that. By the way, if you'd like to earn a safe, simple passive income on your cryptocurrencies, get yourself an account over at Celsius. You can earn 6.2% on your Bitcoin, 5.35% on your Ethereum. Great rates on stablecoins, altcoins as well. Use the link down below in the description. You'll get a $50 Bitcoin bonus when signing up for your account over at Celsius. Now, let's go ahead and get into this. ARK Invest have been big Bitcoin and Ethereum bulls for a long time, to be honest. First, they were big Bitcoin bulls. Then they got red-pilled on Ethereum. Now they're big Ethereum bulls as well. They believe Bitcoin going to $1,000,000, Ethereum to $180,000. Now, this report that they put out, it's not just about crypto. They also talk about a wide range of other stuff. It's actually a really, really interesting report. So if you do want to read that, I'll leave a link down to it in the description. They talk about AI, autonomous vehicles, all that fun kind of stuff. The investments of the future. So if you're interested in stuff beyond just Bitcoin and Ethereum, definitely check it out. Or if you just want to read more info about their Bitcoin and Ethereum predictions, their thoughts on NFTs and stuff like that, again, link down in the description for their report you can check out. But let's just talk about the price of Bitcoin here. So this is crazy. So the price of Bitcoin could exceed $1,000,000 by 2030. I also believe that. But I like how they've broken it down here. And I want to kind of go over a bit of their methodology of how we can see that happening. So, Bitcoin use cases, remittance network, 50% of global remittances. So imagine right now the remittance networks globally, how broken they are. This is why you see like Tonga, for example, taking an interest in adopting Bitcoin as legal tender, because they have a massive amount of remittance inflows. If they adopt Bitcoin, suddenly they've eliminated all these rapacious middlemen like Western Union who are stealing just tons of money from the world's most vulnerable migrant workers all over the world, whether they be from the Philippines or whatever other country they may be from. Remittance markets, big opportunity for Bitcoin. Emerging market currency. This is another very, very interesting one. 10% of the M2 money supply. So, look what El Salvador has just done. Massive move. The IMF hates it. The State Department hates it. Big banks are not a fan of it because they know it's turning over the apple cart. They know that this is killing El Salvador's dependence on the dollar, a currency which they have no say over. Not that anyone has any say over the dollar anyway, except Jerome Powell. He's the great wizard behind the curtain. Right? In the land of Oz, he controls everything. Emerging markets, El Salvador, other Central American countries, South American economies like Argentina, where the peso's just gone to hell. Lots of other places. Paraguay would be great. Uruguay would be great. We could see a lot of African countries whose, again, currencies have just been completely crushed by inept politicians. And all it takes is for one vaguely enlightened politician to come in and say, hey, let's legalize Bitcoin. Let's let that happen within our country. That's a massive opportunity. And as they say here, Bitcoin only has captured 10% of that market. We already have our first country. Fidelity and others, major banks, major players in the markets think that we're going to see more countries coming on board this year. By 2030, we'll probably have a dozen or 24 countries that have adopted Bitcoin as a legal tender and are using it on a day-to-day basis. Crazy stuff, man. Economic settlement networks, so 25% of U.S. bank settlement volumes. Now imagine this. Right now, we have almost a daily story about a new bank integrating Bitcoin services at their bank in the U.S. All these little banks. I covered the story last week about how there an association of banks came out and said they expect 300 banks by the end of this year to have integrated Bitcoin buying and selling. Now, what about when we start doing bank-to-bank settlements? If Bank A has Bitcoin and Bank B has Bitcoin, they can just swap it over, right, in value, right? So they don't need to rely so much on the dollar all the time. We can also see people having savings accounts denominated in Bitcoin, all this kind of stuff, which might sound like, Lark, that's crazy, man. But this is what's happening right now. We're literally seeing this stuff happening right now. Nation, state, treasury, 1% of total reserves. That is, of course, a central bank like Switzerland or something like that coming out and actually buying up some Bitcoin as an addition to their gold stack. Surprised more countries haven't done it yet. We will. We will see this. Seizure-resistant assets. 5% of global high net worth wealth. Now, this is a very interesting one because high net worth individuals control a crazy amount, trillions upon trillions upon trillions of dollars worth of money. Traditionally, they've liked gold, obviously, but gold has a lot of problems. It's heavy to carry around $1 billion worth of gold. It's hard to break down into smaller sizes. Trying to sell $1 billion worth of gold is problematic. It's not easy to do. Shipping it from point A to point B is a pain in the butt. You gotta, rent a plane and all that stuff. Whereas Bitcoin, you can have $1 billion stored on your little ledger wallet. No one's even gonna know. It's big. So you can see why the high net worth crowd, as I covered in the report yesterday, these guys are getting interested in crypto, particularly Ethereum and Bitcoin. But obviously the Bitcoin market cap, the gold 2.0 narrative, store value, inflation hedge, all that stuff, people are waking up to the reality of this. It's an inflation hedge in early asset price discovery that will go to $1 million per coin. So not only are you hedging against inflation, doing your store value, but you're buying an undervalued store value. That's what these guys are seeing. Institutional investment, 2.55% of institutional asset base can be in Bitcoin. So that obviously we've seen a lot of money come into the institutional asset space in terms of money coming into Bitcoin. We've seen all these different institutional players, whether it be, the hedge funds, the endowments, all these kind of players, right? More and more are getting in all the time. It's happening. Now, we had a bit of a slowdown recently in those institutional inflows when the market gets a bit of fear in it, but the money's still coming in all the time. It's trickling in. And when we get the right catalyst, we'll see tons of money flow in once again, like we were seeing in early 2021. We had tons of money flowing in. These guys will buy and hold, take it as a long-term investment. That if we just capture 2.5% of that base, it's massive. Corporate treasuries. Now, this is one we've talked about so much here on the channel. Obviously, MicroStrategy and really Tesla kicked off the corporate strategy thing for the treasuries, but we're going to see other companies come in. Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, world's 3 biggest companies, all have hundreds of billions of dollars in just cash melting away, being inflated away. These guys are also all active in one way or another in the crypto space. They're going to buy Bitcoin. It's only a matter of time. The fact that some of these companies haven't, I feel like they're already behind the curve. We will see, of course, a lot of the tech companies as well, companies like Netflix and stuff, they're going to buy Bitcoin as well. It's only a matter of freaking time. Digital gold narrative, of course, capturing 50% of gold's total market capitalization. Obviously, we talk about, the high net worth money and stuff like that, but just really capturing the wider narrative of gold as a store of value. So if we see retail investors, all these different funds that trade gold, if they replace their gold with Bitcoin or just add Bitcoin on as well as gold, we're going to see a lot of value come in here. Now, the interesting thing is, in the ARK Investor Report, they're only saying that by 2030, Bitcoin's only going to capture around half of the market cap of gold. But with all this stuff combined, we're looking at a $28.5 trillion market cap. That's a $1.36 million Bitcoin. I'll take that. That sounds good to me. I'll take a $1.36 million Bitcoin. People are freaking out that it went down from $60,000 to 30-some thousand dollars. If you bought the top at $69,000 and you simply freaking hold on to your Bitcoin until 2030, you're probably going to be just freaking fine. Even if they only get this right by half. Even if it's only by half, that's still a $650,000 Bitcoin. Even if they only get it a quarter right, only a quarter right, that's still like a $300,000 some Bitcoin. Come on, man. Come on. I like this report. I like this report a lot. Now, second half of what we're going to talk about here, let's talk about Ethereum just quickly. They think Ethereum's market cap could exceed $20 trillion within the next 10 years. They say, according to our research, Ethereum could displace many traditional financial services, and its native token Ether could compete as global money. So imagine alongside Bitcoin, you have Bitcoin as a store of value, your gold 2.0, also usable as money, but you have Ethereum becoming a real sort of global standard of internet money. Because right now, Ethereum, you need it to buy like NFTs and stuff like that. It actually has real marketplaces that require Ethereum to interact within those marketplaces. It's a pretty big deal already in terms of being a currency. But then you start to talk about all the other stuff that's happening here. And obviously, we talk about the network protocol upgrades a lot here on the channel, where we see the triple halving coming, Ethereum 2.0 coming, the move to proof of stake, sharding coming, all this stuff happening in the next 2 or 3 years. They're looking farther ahead. They're looking in the next 10 years. So by 2032, we can see a $20 trillion market cap for Ethereum. Ethereum by that point will be heavily deflationary, massively scalable, 64x scaled at least by that point. We're going to have layer 2s costing basically a fraction of a penny to use. It's going to be absolutely insane what's going on with Ethereum at a fundamental level. And then you realize what can be built on top of it. All your traditional financial services. You can do your savings on top of Ethereum. You can do your banking on top of Ethereum. You can do your stocks. You can do your IPOs. You can do bonds. We already have a lot of this stuff happening. We have stocks on top of Ethereum. We have bonds on top of Ethereum. We have savings. We have stable coins and a variety of different currencies. But it's all just baby stuff still. We're talking about actually capturing a good percentage of the global financial services market. Think about that. Wow, if it can do it, and it probably can. Again, you have to think about the exponentiality of new technology, how fast this stuff can grow, how fast we can see money rolling into DeFi. Again, remember, it's one of the most important things I can get across to you. The projections are showing we're going to have 3.4 billion more people into the crypto markets by 2030. We are on an exponential growth curve right now, where we're going to go from our current 300 million to 3.7 billion people. Those are projected numbers. Even if we fall short of that and we get to 2.5 billion or something like that, that is insane. Oh, and that's another 2.2 billion people getting into crypto. Plus all of the adoption from companies, countries, corporations, regular people, banks, all of this stuff, governments. It's all going to push the prices of these assets just sky freaking high. So yes, a $20 trillion market cap for Ethereum. That gives us an Ethereum price of around $180,000 per Ethereum. Potentially a bit more if we start accounting for how much Ethereum will have been burnt by that point. Could be a bit more, maybe $200,000 per Ethereum. Yeah, man. I'm holding on to my Ethereum, by the way. Holding it, staking it, we're chilling. That could be insane. And again, even if they get this only half right, still a 20x for Ethereum. Think about that. Even if it's a quarter right, it still means that Ethereum is an incredible asset to hold for the next 10 years. Because you're getting staking rewards, you're getting this auto stock buyback and burn feature that's built into the protocol. It's a very, very interesting asset to hold for these reasons and many more, which we're not going to go into depth here in this video because I made so many videos about why I'm bullish on Ethereum. And all those videos still hold true. I remain bullish on Bitcoin. I remain bullish on Ethereum. There's a reason why these two cryptocurrencies account for the majority of my entire cryptocurrency portfolio. Because they're awesome and they're going to go to the frickin' moon, just like the guys over at ARK Invest believe. But what do you think? Do you agree with the sentiment of the ARK Invest report? Do you believe that they've nailed it here and that we're going to see these assets explode by 2030? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.